FC24 gameplay is much different this year. We're starting to learn what's meta, what's not, best playstyles, most important stats, etc. It's been a few weeks since our last best players video. We're going to up the budget a little bit this time and also narrow our selections just a little bit. If you want a little bit more of a broad selection, you can go watch the last video. You'll see it right above my head right now. I'm going to keep it pretty much under 1 million coins for this video. I think most people can't really afford too many things higher than that, so I won't worry about it. So if you don't see a big icon or some big player, don't be surprised. Let's not waste any more time. Let's begin with the defenders. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Let's begin with 5 right backs. These will be no particular order until the final one. I'll tell you what I think the best player is. This player would be in my team if I'm trying to play for money or something like that. We begin Gold Hakimi. Not a surprise here. Hakimi every year is fantastic. High-low work rates, good stats all around. Obviously, the pace is exceptional. Nice thing is, too, whipped pass is really nice on this card. Whipped pass, we'll talk about more later on in the video. Also has quick step. Great right back card. High-low work rates can sometimes be an issue. It's not terrible, though, honestly. It sounds a lot worse than it actually is. Next right back is going to be Di Lorenzo, Trailblazers. Physicality with fullbacks is something that's very underrated, honestly. When you have a right back that's 6 foot and has physical capabilities, you will really notice a difference between someone like that and somebody like a woman's right back that's 5'2". You'll definitely notice a difference there. Also, pinged pass. We'll talk about this later as well. Great play style. Love that for Di Lorenzo. I would definitely try him out. Third, João Cancelo, Trailblazers as well. High-low work rates, 6 foot. Cancelo is very good this year. He was good last year too. I really liked him. And this card is pretty expensive, but honestly, it's going to be worth it to buy this card. I mean, he's got whipped pass. Technical plus is such a great play style. If you guys don't know, Cancelo will be great for you. Defensively, I didn't notice him being inept there, even though he's got, you know, lower strength and he's got high-low work rates. I really didn't notice it. Nice thing is he can play left back as well. Awesome card. Zambrotta's coming in next. 5'11", high medium, 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. Zambrotta, again, like I talked about before, fullbacks with physical capabilities you'll learn are actually really nice to have. My personal favorite, honestly. Zambrotta is very good. This year is 500,000 coins for a reason. Relentless plus play style there as well for Zambrotta. And last but not least, you can see him right here. The #1 card is going to be Kyle Walker. This Kyle Walker card, I bought it for 110,000 coins, and honestly, I don't really know how he's going to leave my team. Kyle Walker in FIFA is just a different breed, honestly. You're going to notice him if you're playing against him every single time, all right? If you're playing a FUT Champs game, you're going against Kyle Walker, you will notice him there and be annoyed by him every single time. He's also got jockey, so he's mad quick, plus rapid. So yeah, I mean, Kyle Walker is just nuts. Did not mention Cafu as well. Once again, I'm going to try to go under 1 million coins in this video. 5 left backs, let's begin. Once again, no particular order until the final one. Rolfo, you won't be surprised to see her here. Everyone's been using Rolfo for a long time. 5'10", 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, high work rates. Her stats are incredible. 91 strength on Rolfo, by the way, is ridiculous. 90 short pass. I mean, this card is exceptional. Great play styles as well. You got to try Rolfo if you've not used her yet. Inform Karchawi is next. 5'3" only, but didn't really notice that, honestly. High medium, 4'4", great left back. Looking at these stats, you know, initially you might be a little concerned about strength and aggression here, between being 52 and 74. You might say, oh, you know, I'm not really sure about that. The nice thing is her play styles are block, jockey, and anticipate. So she has 3 different defending play styles, and that is what you will notice. She's a beast defensively, honestly, with technical and quick step. Hard to get much better than that from a left back, with great links as well. Karchawi's fantastic. Next, we have Baca, or Bacha, not sure how you pronounce it. You might say, you know, this card looks decent, but why is it really here? There is one reason why this card is here. This card has 92 crossing, and her playstyle plus is the whipped pass. Whipped pass plus is only owned by a few players. It's one of the rarer ones, and it's one of the most ridiculous playstyles you're going to see. You got a tall player in your team, and you got Bacha to whip pass plus right to his dome piece. I mean, you are going to be scoring goals for fun. I would highly recommend trying it. I kind of hate saying that because I don't want to defend against it, but yeah, you're gonna really like her. Second to last here, Alphonso Davies. No surprise really here either. He's always been great in FIFA. 6'1", high-low work rates you might be a little concerned about also. Once again, I don't think it's that big of an issue. It can be if you're playing him on balance or something like that, but if you're playing on stay back while attacking, it's not nearly as bad. And Davies is gonna be awesome for you. He has quick step plus and rapid. One of the fastest players in the game, so that'll always help defensively as well. Future me here, I made a giant mistake. Honestly, one of the worst mistakes probably of my entire life. I managed to forget the best left back in the game. There is an undoubtedly best option here for gold left back, and I just didn't have them in the video. I didn't have them in the video. It's Ferland Mendy. Jesus Christ himself walks on water on the pitch, and I just forgot about him, honestly. I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I will do my best to be better. And last but not least, here he is. This is probably my favorite left back in this game. It was tough to decide, honestly, but to me, it's Teo Hernandez. I think Teo Hernandez is so tough to get around. I mean, you might be biased here because of the fact fact that I like taller, more physical fullbacks. But honestly, this Teo Hernandez card, this is one of his best years to me, in my opinion. Every time I play against him, against a good player, like, I absolutely cannot stand it. 90 jumping, 90 stamina, 81 strength, 82 aggression, before any chem styles. So, I mean, that's just amazing for a physicality for a fullback. Not to mention relentless, so he just never runs out of stamina with 90 stamina. Like, he just doesn't run out of stamina. So, you know what? Teo Hernandez takes the cake for me. Here are the defenders right now. We're going to get into my top 5 center backs now. It'll be a little bit more difficult, to be honest, to narrow these ones down, but let's do it. This one was probably the hardest top 5 I'm going to have in this entire video, honestly. There's a lot of great center backs, but I want to go into the intricacies of why I think these ones are just slightly more my favorites than the other ones are. Koundé, the reason I have him up so highly here, and I actually don't have his Trailblazers card here, it's because his gold card, his playstyle plus is Jockey. To me, playstyle plus of Jockey is honestly ridiculous. I think it's one of the more broken ones in the game, honestly. So for me taking that away from him, probably I'm only going to like him either the same or less. I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to keep his gold card here. I would highly recommend Koundé. I know he's 5'11", and you might be afraid he'll lose some in the air because he's 5'11", no aerial, no power header, no nothing like that. But man, if you're any type of a manual defender, you are going to feast with Koundé. Next is Cordoba. Now, another smaller center back. The thing with Cordoba, though, is you can see his playstyle plus over there. We'll talk about that in one sec. Obviously, the stats are fantastic. Defending and physicals are nuts. 94 jumping to go along with the playstyle plus of aerial. You can't read it, but it's pretty obvious what it does. You can jump higher and have a greater improved physical presence in the air. So you add that into the fact that he's one of the fastest center backs in the game, gets great chemistry. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Cordoba. He's amazing. Rafael Varane. I actually think that last year he was obviously great still, but I think that he wasn't maybe quite in that top tier. Like, I wasn't sure if he'd make my top 5 is kind of my point. This year, though, Varane's making my top 5. This card's insane. I think Anticipate Plus is a big reason for that. I mean, you know Varane in FIFA. Varane's always fantastic. Anticipate Plus and aerial, I mean, he's an amazing card. A card I actually packed, people sleep on a little bit, Ledley King. And you know what? I've noticed a trend here. A lot of the cards I like a lot have Anticipate Plus or have Jockey Plus or just have Anticipate and Jockey kind of combined on their playstyles, right? To me, that's an insane combination. I think Ledley King is ridiculous. I'd highly recommend trying him out. I feel like he's a little slept on, honestly. Even though, as I say that, he's 230k, so how slept on is he? I don't know. But the number 1 center back in this game is probably going to be no surprise to you at all. And here he is. It is Virgil van Dijk. This, once again, is the year of Van Dijk. I mean, he had a couple years ago, like FIFA 19 and 20, where he was the most ridiculous card, honestly, in the game, in terms of a defender. 21, 22 came, he was just good. 23 and 24 now, I mean, Van Dijk is a different breed. This card is nuts. I can't stand playing against him. Anybody who's good with him will just destroy you. He's got 4 defending playstyles plus aerial plus. He's got long ball, power header. I mean, good God. I mean, this card's insane. So here are all the defenders now kind of on like the big squad screen if you want to get a good glimpse of all of them here. For goalkeepers, I want to say a few because a lot of them to me are kind of negligible differences. I'll say a couple here. I've always thought Thibaut Courtois is one of the best ones, honestly, in terms of FIFA goalkeeper every single year. And I also think Alisson, in terms of gold cards, these are going to be my top 2. Icons, I'm not really going to say much about because I haven't used any of them yet. But Courtois and Alisson are my 2 favorite goalkeepers I've used so far this year. Let me know if you guys agree with that. You know, goalkeepers are so finicky. Some players are going to love certain goalkeepers. Some players are going to hate certain goalkeepers. It's very tough to say. On to the midfield. Let's go defensive midfielders first. Then we'll go to kind of like the center mid spot, box to box kind of. For cams, we'll kind of just skip and put them into attackers because usually they're like wingers also. So we'll put those in attackers. But yeah, for CDMs though, there's basically the center mids in this game. We'll get into a couple of them that just have such good defending. You just rather use them, to be honest. And they also are insane going forward. We'll talk about that. For DMs here, we'll talk about 5 DMs. N'Golo Kante in form. Surprisingly great. Reason being, I think it's because of his playstyle plus, and that is intercept. So you combine the playstyle plus of intercept with the fact that he has 89 interceptions. He was much better and more like the original Kante than I expected him to be. I thought he was great. I didn't really want him to leave my team, to be honest with you. As a pure defensive midfielder, put N'Golo Kante in your team. Next is Tchouaméni. You might say, you know, I'm trying to avoid like the cheaper, lower rated cards here, but the thing with Tchouaméni, this card's insane. He does not play like an 84 rated card at all. His stats in game are a lot better than like his face stats are, honestly, on his card. And you look at his play styles, he's got 4 defending play styles with jockey, long ball pass. I mean, I saw a pro using this card like 2 days ago. I mean, pros have millions of coins. They're using Tchouaméni in their team. Like, he's got to be insane. And I've loved him every single time I used him. So Tchouaméni is going to get a spot on the list. Another DM, Frank Rijkaard. Now, one thing that's kind of crazy is Frank Rijkaard, you might not realize, is 460k. Frank Rijkaard's never been this expensive in FIFA. His prime card would barely reach this price. The question is, why is he so expensive? Well, I actually, believe it or not, I'm putting a player in here that I haven't used myself. I've heard 3 separate people say to me, Rijkaard's insane, you've got to try him. And the fact that his market price is that high tells me people don't want to sell him and that he's really, really good. Playstyle plus, intercept again. I can tell tell already that this is going to be a really good card. Anticipate, block. This is a great card, honestly. If you've used him, please let me know if you like him or if you didn't. I'd love to hear it. Frankie de Jong is next. Super solid CDM, honestly. Just very smooth on the ball. Trivela actually can be pretty useful for passing sometimes. You'll notice that when you use him, the shots just, you know, you can't really shoot, so you can't really take like the outside the box Trivela shots with him, but super smooth card on the ball. 3 passing traits here. Unfortunately, no pinged pass, which we'll get into again in just a second here, but I definitely recommend de Jong for Barcelona links. And then the final CDM here for just like strictly DM that I want to use, it's not a million coins, it's Valverde. Valverde is very expensive this year, but really the reason I love this card so much is a DM. I know he can be box to box, but his pace for a DM with 91 base sprint speed is what separates him in my opinion. He is so fast on the field that it's so noticeable how much faster he is than somebody else you've probably used this year. He doesn't have any defending playstyles, and I still think he's my favorite DM I've used this year because of the fact he's just so quick. I also want to shout out Roy Keane, and the reason being, this card is actually pretty good. I don't think he's amazing by any means, but I want to throw him in here because strictly as a DM, he's pretty decent. And also, I want to talk about the pinged pass trait. To me, one of the best playstyles in this game is pinged pass. It says down there, passes travel faster along the ground without impacting the trapping difficulty of the receiver. This is also one of the only playstyles that has been patched. They patched this and made it honestly worse because I realized it was so good. It's still one of the better playstyles in the game. I want you to try to get somebody with pinged pass in your midfield because it is night and day difference when you're pressing X with somebody on pinged pass. I made a video about this actually with the best playstyles in FIFA, the best playstyles in the game. Pinged pass for me is one of them. Box to box type center mids. Let's begin with the UCL Road to the Knockouts, Luka Modric. 4-star, 4-star, 5'8". Great card all around. I mean, look at that dribbling, honestly. 96 composure, 96 agility, 96 balance. Nuts card. You can only get upgrades as well. He's got the playstyle plus of Trivela to go along with 3 passing traits, technical. I'd highly recommend this card. This card made my top 5 for good reason. Next is Nadine Kessler. And this is a card that I noticed like some really high-end players using this card. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try and see how good it is. It's a crazy card. It's a crazy card. 86 interceptions to go along with like great shooting, great passing, and good dribbling. Dribbling feels much better than what it says on there. I did not notice 76 agility like at all. I'll be honest. I just didn't notice it. Incisive pass plus, like this card feels really good on the ball. With jockey, good defending, good attacking, you're going to like Kessler a lot. I would definitely give her a try. Next, Michael Ballack, 6'2", medium high. He seems like more of a DM possibly. The reason he's not though is because of his playstyles and the fact he has 91 shot power, 90 long shots. I'll tell you why. Adding the power shot plus on to this card. In a 4-4-2, say he's at right center mid. I mean, the power shot plus is really good when you're gonna have a little bit of space. And somebody running it from center mid will have a little bit more space to do it with, and Ballack is amazing with it. I would definitely try Michael Ballack out. He's better than I expected. Aitana Bonmati is second here because this card is just different. I'm gonna be honest, but Bonmati and the next one we're gonna talk about here, these 2 center mids to me are probably the best in the game. Bonmati has everything you could want. Literally almost everything you could want, honestly. 91 finishing, great passing, great dribbling, 88 interceptions. I mean, like, that's such an insane card. The physicals are not like anything crazy, but technical plus wild, pinged pass, incisive pass, finesse shot. I mean, this card's nuts. I mean, like, what more could you want from this card? Ridiculous player, and the best card in terms of a box-to-box midfielder in this game for me is going to be Alexia Putellas. Alexia Putellas has 5-star, 5-star, and these in-game stats, I mean, there is just, honestly, I've used her for like, I think it was like 15 games or something like that. I mean, instantly you can notice that she is just different gravy in the midfield. Like, this card is ridiculous. Look at the playstyles as well. She's got pinged pass, finesse shot, incisive pass, technical, and first touch plus. Unreal card. If you need a center mid with no budget, Putellas needs to be in your team now. I mean, she needs to be in your team. So here are the midfielders that we've got here. Once again, I'm trying to narrow it down as much as I possibly can here. There's other good midfielders out here, but just the ones that I use for sure, that I know for sure are top of the meta, these are the ones I know. And I think you're going to enjoy them. Let's move on to the attackers now. The very first thing I'm going to do here before we even get into positions or anything like that is I'm just going to say every finesse shot plus player is ridiculous. Finesse shot plus trait is, to me, the best trait probably in the game. Definitely in terms of attackers, it's the best one in the game for me. A finesse shot plus just allows you to finish almost everything that's a finesse shot, which is incredibly useful whenever you are in a really tough game. Chances don't come easy, and you don't want to be wasteful at all. I mean, these cards will not be wasteful. Finesse shot plus is one of the best in the game. Any of these players here, get it. Try and get one of them in your team is my point. You're going to be thanking yourself later that you did exactly that. These two, by the way, Mbappe and Vinny, they don't count. They're insane. Mbappe's over the price limit anyway, but Vinny's like right around that point. He's great. Don't need me to tell you that. Okay, so positions are so interchangeable in the attack that I'm not even going to worry about that. We're just going to go and talk about the attackers and not necessarily sort them through, but we'll go into who I think like the very best ones are here in a little bit. But Neymar, I actually packed him first owner. Ignore the golden game. Some of those games were as a sub, but Neymar, the reason he's so good is because of Trickster Plus, which actually it doesn't exist right now because of the glitch. But I promise that he does have Trickster Trickster Plus, and his R1 dribbling is ridiculous. Neymar is actually worth the coins to me this year for sure. I got John Barnes in here because I want to talk to you guys about a certain playstyle, and that is Technical Plus. Technical Plus to me is like probably the second best in terms of attacking playstyles for me. John Barnes, Joe Cole, Lionel Messi have this, and so does Jamal Musiala here. All have Technical Plus, and to me, if you want to R1 dribble, if you know how to left stick dribble, R1 dribble, I mean, you are going to love these cards. Technical, Finesse Shot are probably my top 2 favorite playstyles you need in your attack. I would try and get one of each, honestly, in your team. I actually would try that. I think that's honestly how important they are. Diani, I have her in here mainly because I talked about Bacha earlier, who's like super good. Hyperlink to her is Diani, who plays way above her stats. I know her stats are still good, but I actually really like this card. 84 strength as well. Really nice addition there. Technical, like we talked about. Quick step, really nice attacker. Ousmane Dembele is Ousmane Dembele. Pace in this game is gonna, like, it's gonna be king. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be king. And he has quick step plus. So what more do you need than somebody with quick step plus? Run on the byline and sweat the cross goal, do a player lock, fuck off, be an absolute rat, and that's what this card's gonna be for you. Just very ratty. Abidi Pele as well, same thing. I got torched by this Abidi Pele card. I know he's kind of expensive, but don't sleep on it because his stats are not like obviously crazy, but dude, he is so fast. I could not believe how fast he was with Rapid Plus. I could not believe it. Try Abidi Pele out, and Jamal Musiala, like we talked about, Technical Plus. He plays way above his stats. Try Musiala out as well. These three need their own separate category, okay? They all link to each other. They play different positions, and we can even throw Alex, just throw Alex Morgan down here as well, because why not? This front four, Sophia Smith, dear God. Sophia Smith is absolutely insane. Mallory Swanson, absolutely insane. All have 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. Rodman has quick step plus, only 4-star weak foot, but honestly, Rodman is the biggest pace merchant you'll ever play against, and Alex Morgan, mommy, is actually insane as well. Finesse shot plus with great passing. I mean, this front four, oh my God. People on Twitter were calling it Gervinho, Doumbia, and Ibarbo, and honestly, it is up there. It's going to be up there eventually. All 4 of these cards are amazing. We'll talk about a few more attackers here, then we'll get into who I think like the best attackers in the game are that are somewhat affordable. Now, a couple SBCs, Rodrigo, Leao, and Kubo. I think all 3 of them deserve to be in here. I think Rodrigo's super good. Leao with the Rapid Plus is just going to be an absolute pace merchant, and Kubo is way better than I thought. This is not obviously his SBC card, but this card in general, like I know his card's going to be good because his player of the month is good. So Trailblazers, Kubo deserves to be here for sure. Leao, Rodrigo, I think are very good. They're just expensive. I still like debatably wouldn't do them, honestly. A couple absolute pace merchants in Sar and Diaby here. In this game, pace is just so important. Like Diaby for me has 30 goals in 115 games, but 63 assists. A lot of these are as a sub too. So he is just clearly cutting down the wing and passing it across goal and getting me goals because he has insane pace. Sar is very similar. Crazy pace as well. 6'1", which is nice. Plus, he's got rapid and quick step, so another absolute pace burner to run down the wing. These 3 I'm going to talk about quickly because of Power Shot, Papin, Rashford, and Gavu. I actually think if you can practice Power Shot really effectively, it can be super good. I think right away when you use it, you're kind of like, it's not the best. It's good sometimes, not other times. You kind of got to practice with it just a little bit. It'll help you out a lot. Gavu, Rashford, and Papin. Papaw, maybe is how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure, but they're very good. They're worthy of being on this list. Now, these 2 I want to talk about because my favorite cheap striker in this game is Kolomouani. If you need somebody who is not that expensive and just for whatever reason plays way above their stats, it's Kolomouani. I still like want this card in my team, and I've got Informed Son and Neymar, and I'm like, can I get Kolomouani in this team somehow? Like, I love this card. Technical, finesse shot, and quick step. This card's amazing. If you need a budget striker, go for Kolomouani, and Hansen's probably my favorite winger I've used this year. Only got to use her in draft, but 5'10", 5-star skill moves, 94 agility. The passing's there, shooting's there, physicals are kind of there. Everything you want from this card. Technical, Trickster Plus, but you can't see it. Trickster Plus, I think gives you like increased R1 dribbling speed, finesse shot. This card is insane. She's actually going to be worth that price. I genuinely do believe so. My favorite striker in this game, I have to say, is probably a version of Heung-min Son. And it's really more so anybody who has a 5-star weak foot that has finesse shot plus, to me, is just going to be insane. And if you had to take away one thing from this video, get somebody in your team with finesse shot plus, please. Because you are going to score so many more goals with finesse shot plus than anything else. I'll say Heung-min Son, and I think the next time we'll talk about best players, we'll talk about a little bit more of a higher budget. We'll get into a lot of icons, because icon packs are coming actually very soon. If you want to prepare for them, but luckily I just made a video about that actually. Go and check it out. I'm sure there's players I missed in this video, by the way. There's so many players this year. I'm not going to be able to say them all. Let me know who you love. I'd be very curious to hear. I love you all, and see you next video real soon. Peace.